Center. I'm Randy Buehler here with Brian David Marshall. We have just watched one hell of a day of Magic. Day 3 of the World Championships. Now we know everything. We know who's playing the top 8. We know the teams. We know who's going to play for all the money, all the points, all the pride, all the titles. On Sunday, what's your headline?
Shuhei Nakamura.
I like it. Player of the Year
Player
has
of the
been
Year.
decided. Go ahead.
He staggered across the finish line.
Yes.
Olivier Ruel maybe could have caught him.
Yeah.
Maybe Luis Scott Vargas could have caught him. They both fell short on Sunday.
Right.
And Shuhei sags across the finish line as the Player of the Year.
He came in with a big lead, but he did a lot of traveling. He was exhausted, and he did not put up a quality finish in this tournament. LSV, though, winds up 11th. Could have beaten him if he made the top 8. Doesn't make the top 8, winds up 11th. Olivier Ruel winds up 37th. So either one of those guys with a run tomorrow, but no. So congratulations, Shuhei Nakamura. Now let's talk about the Rookie of the Year title.
Well, that's still up in the air.
It is still up in the air.
Aaron Nicastri has had everything go right for him.
Yes.
And he still could not win Rookie of the Year.
Well, Aaron Nicastri's in good shape to win.
But he's in
it.
great shape.
He puts up a 17th place finish. In addition, Australia ekes into the team semifinals on tiebreakers. So he picks up 11 points there, gets to 32. Trick is, there's one rookie in the individual top 8. Hannes Karem of Estonia can actually be Rookie of the Year. He has to make it all the way to the finals, and if Australia manages to win a match tomorrow, Karem has to actually be world champion if he also wants to be Rookie of the Year. So Nicastri looking good, but we could still have Karem win it. We could still have a tie.
And what happens in case of a tie?
Playoff. 5 rounds of Magic might not be enough to finish tomorrow. We might need round 6. We might need the Rookie of the Year playoff between Karem and Nicastri.
Now, I know if there's a Player of the Year playoff, that happens, which it's never happened,
Yeah.
but it would happen at the next Pro Tour. What happens with the Rookie of the Year playoff?
Tomorrow. They'll just play it off tomorrow. That's the plan. So
Bonus
could
Magic.
Could go into overtime in the coverage tomorrow. So there's your big titles. Congratulations to Shuhei. Nicastri is in good shape, but crazy things could still happen.
Oh, wait a minute. Is there a top 8 we still have to talk about?
Top 8. There is not just a top 8. This top 8 is ridiculous. 23 lifetime top 8s for these guys. They're averaging like
3.8 or something?
In fact, there's only one guy competing on Sunday who's a rookie this Sunday. It's the rookie. It's Karem. Everybody else has got previous top 8s. Paulo Vitor Damo de Rosa, top 8 number 4. Frank Karsten, top 8 number 3. Tsuyoshi Ikeda, top 8 number 3. Ante Malin, top 8 number 2. Akira Asahara, top 8 number 2. Jamie Park, the lone American in the top 8. Top 8 number 2.
That's 1, 2, 6.
I skipped somebody.
That's 7.
Kenji Samura is in this top 8. He's been threatening to retire and go back to school, but the guy can still play. He's still Kenji. Top 8 number 6, tying Oiso for the most among Japanese players. Kenji versus Masashi Oiso is a really interesting debate right now.
Kenji Samura had to knock Masashi Oiso out of top 8 contention to get into the top 8. They were playing identical decks. Kenji apprenticed under Masashi Oiso.
Yes.
It was a funereal tone in the feature match area.
It was silent.
It was silent.
It was just silent.
They were both miserable about it. They both wanted to be in the top 8. You know they wanted to celebrate it together.
Yeah. So Kenji wins the mirror match, takes out his mentor Masashi Oiso, ties Oiso with 6 top 8s. Kenji's looking good for tomorrow. Gonna be
Masashi will be playing tomorrow.
It's true. Masashi will be playing in the team finals. When he won Japanese Nationals over the summer, he said, we're going to bring the team title back to Japan. And you know what? He put up an awesome finish, personally finishes in a great position. He got knocked out of the top 8 toward the end, winds up 21st as an individual. Japan through to tomorrow. We already said Australia was through to tomorrow. We've also got Brazil through to tomorrow.
With Willie Edel.
With Willie Edel on the team. And the Japanese team in the semifinals will be taking on the United States. The 2 most storied countries in the history of national team competition, without a doubt, smashing into each other in the semifinals. Team USA, Team Japan. That is going to be an awesome match.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the Michael Jacob match, because that with Yuya Watanabe.
Because we saw these guys play. They played this morning in the team constructed. Japan got the edge. Oiso seems to keep winning. Japanese legacy player hasn't won a match yet. He lost to Paul Cheon.
And Paul Cheon is really went 4-0 in legacy with his game. He feels really good playing. He said he feels really, really good playing Islands right now.
Yep.
He's like, why do I ever play anything but Islands? I just win with Islands.
Yeah, that's another guy playing great Magic right
Yeah.
now. So
Level 7.
Japan versus the USA in one semifinal. Brazil versus Australia in the others. The winners meet for the team title. Will Oiso be true to his word and bring the title back to Japan? Will the United States put up their record umpteenth team title? Maybe it'll be Japan or Australia with Nick Castries crowning moment as the Rookie of the Year, with Willie Edel putting a title on his resume. Lots going on in teams, lots going on in the individuals. I do want to talk a little bit about the format these guys played. So they played extended in order to find out who was going to make the top 8. Now it's not like they played an entire extended tournament, but if you look at the extended decks that were played by the top 8 members, it's pretty interesting. Everyone wanted to know, after Berlin, is it the Elf deck? Can you hate the Elf deck? Jury's still out in my mind. 3 Elf decks made it into top 8 position. 2 Fairy decks made it into top 8 position. Fairy deck also in 9th place, missing on Breakers. So you look at the virtual top 8, 3 Elves, 3 Fairies, a Zoo, a Burn, and an Affinity.
And multiple Fairy decks knocking each other out.
Right.
In the last round.
Oiso smashed into Kenji. They knocked out a Fairy
Ben
deck.
Rubin and Jamie Park playing a mirror.
So I thought Fairies looked like the best call. It seems like you can build a Fairy deck that will beat Elves, and now you've got good game against everybody else, because it's like you have Jite, you have Engineered Explosives, and you have the best 52-card deck you can build in the format.
And what card don't you have? You don't have Bitter Blossom.
It's true.
I think everyone's really focused on Bitter Blossom as sort of this, evil necropotence-like fixture of the Fairy deck. It's gone.
Right.
The deck that
Kenji had it in the sideboard.
They had it in the
Jamie
sideboard.
Park didn't even have any.
That was a
Mono
deck
blue.
designed by Gabe Nassif.
Absolutely.
And everyone who played that deck did
well.
phenomenally well with it.
It's true. So Elves are beatable, but they're still really good, because there are 3 Elf players.
Fairies maybe not so much.
Yeah, we'll see. In terms of standard, the top 8 standard makeup is more of the same, Fairies. 5 copies of the Fairy deck will be playing tomorrow. There's also a Kifkin deck, a Lightning Beatdown deck, and a 5-color control deck. 5-color control.
Jamie was advised by Paul Cheon, maybe you could switch to the black-white token deck and not get deck checked, because that might be a better matchup for him than the deck he's playing.
The New York crew built a 5-color control deck that none of them were happy with by about halfway through day
This is
1.
also a Nassif creation.
It is also a Nassif creation, right? You live by the sword, die by the sword.
Exactly.
Right? Sometimes Gabe will brew something up, maybe not play test it as much as you think he did, and the result is 2-3-1 for Jamie Park, 2-4 for Finkel. Not a lot of wins for that deck.
06 for Steve Sadin.
06 for Steve Sadin. But that's the 5-color control deck that gets to carry the torch for 5-color control.
Right. Rock's War Monk for the win.
We'll see. Jamie actually is the only American in this top 8, so Americans have won all 3 Pro Tours this year. It's going to have to be Jamie if it's him. But another Worlds, another 3 Japanese players in the top 8.
Absolutely.
So could have another sweep from that country. Lots of stories, lots of magic, great magic today. Go back and read the feature match covers. Just every match seemed awesome. And tune in tomorrow. Brian and I will be there. We got 5 rounds of huge action to look forward to. The team championship, the individual championship, the Rookie of the Year will be decided. Keep your browser tuned to MagicTheGathering.com. We will be there bringing you the action live.